Okay, very good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the lecture series on international business environment. And today we'll be dealing with and we'll understanding and we'll look with the concept of the fifth chapter, which is related to the outsourcing and business operations. The second, fifth chapter, it is specifically focusing on the concept that has been related with respect to the outsourcing. So outsourcing is a particular term wherein now let's define what does the outsourcing means. As per the definition or the term given by the Dave Griffins, it is the strategic use of outside resources to perform the activities which are traditionally handled by internal staff and the resources. So the basic major understanding or clear information or the in simple terms, outsourcing means to give a certain activity which has been traditionally done by the internal staff and the resources and given to the outside resources to perform that particular activity. So in this way, an activity or an transaction or a particular business which is been done by the internal staff, it is if it is been outsourced or if it is been given to some another person or the outside person of the organization, then that particular activity or that particular concept is ते नवीन नंबर वाटलं की स्टुडंट वाटतात. ओके. Okay, now understanding why do we outsource these particular activities? So outsourcing provides a certain concern wherein the resources are very scalable, secure and efficient and while improving the overall services and the reducing cost. So why do we outsource a certain business activity? The activity is being outsourced because the resources are very scarce in nature. That is, for example, the human resource, the applicability of technology and so on. So in order to secure our transactions, in order to bring in more transparency into the organization, in order to create a certain environment wherein the overall performance of the organization can be increased and we can save a certain sum of money on the costing factor, the outcome or the particular activity is been outsourced at every point of time. So the top reasons for outsourcing. So why do companies outsource their business activities? So here in this particular slide, you can see the data that has been given by the 2001 Outsourcing World Summit, which clearly focuses on what are the various percentages or the contribution or the reason perspective for outsourcing. So the major reasons that you can see, that is 36% people or the organizations are outsourcing their activities for the focus on the core areas. The reducing cost, it is main focus on the 36%, improving quality at 13%, increased speed to the market at the rate 10%, foster innovation at the rate 4%, and conservation of capital at the rate 1%. So major contributor you can see is either on the focus of core areas or on reducing the cost perspective. So in this way, the various reasons are made available, and for this particular concern, the various organizations are outsourcing their business activities. Reasons for outsourcing. Now let's look in the various traditional and modern role in which way how the outsourcing was been conducted or it has been undertaken. Reaction to the problem, that is with respect to the reduction and control of the cost, avoid large capital investment cost, insufficient resources available. So in order to reduce and in order to control the cost within the organization, you have to outsource these particular activities. That is, if a particular activity has been conducted by domestically or individually within the internal part of the organization, what you have to do, you have to outsource. What we usually do, we outsource this particular activity so that the cost of the organization is being saved and it is being conducted by some another person, and in this way what happen, we can save or we can control the core activities of the organization. That is, a focused area can be developed, you can continuously focus on the core area, can be conducted in an efficient way. Avoid large capital investment costs. So it should at this particular point of time, where open, whenever we are conducting the investment, we have to see about this particular investment as a nature of either the capital investment or the revenue investment. So the capital or the revenue nature has to be identified, and in order to control those capital expenditure, what we do, we outsource usually all these particular types of activities. insufficient resources available. So in order to conduct the resources or the activities in a simultaneous level, what happen? An individual is not possible to conduct all the activities simultaneously. So in this way, what happen? To control all these particular resources and these particular efficient or these simultaneous resources which are of a scarce nature, we have to utilize it at optimum level. So for optimum and better utilization of resources, we usually outsource the transaction or the activities of the organization. The modern role or the business strategy of outsourcing focuses on allowing company to focus on their core competency. So major reason that we have to focus on the core competency is so for this particular concern or the reason we may usually outsource the business activities. Now I'll give you, for example, a simple example with respect to the banking perspective. Now, usually in banks, what happens? The major perspective or the major reason why a bank has been established is for the concern of accepting the deposits and lending out loan. Now, apart from this, what happened? Bank is providing you different types of services. The services are, for example, of ATM, the services of a cash transaction, the services of credit card, debit card, online banking, net banking, mobile banking, and so on. And various activities or numerous of activities have been focused. Now, the major core activity of banking is accepting the deposits and granting of loan or giving of loan. So apart from this, there are thousands of services, hundreds or n number of services that the bank provides. So what the bank has to do, the bank has to majorly or usually focus on the core activity of deposits and lending. But what happened due to the increase or involvement of other services that are into existence, the bank is not able to provide or not able to focus on the core areas. So for this reason, what they do, they outsource these particular activities. Now, one single example of outsourcing is, for example, check. Now, if a check is a particular activity that is being undertaken by a bank and it is provided as a service, that is, if you want to transfer a certain sum of money, and if this particular sum is not needed to be transferred in terms of cash perspective, then what usually we do, we give or we provide a check or a certain demand draft or a banker's check to a particular person. Now, this particular check, what happened? It is a certain denomination. A check is a certain bill of exchange, which gives a certain denomination wherein a bank is making a payment of a particular customer on behalf of on some another person. So in this way, the customer itself need not to come forward and give a certain sum of money in form of cash perspective. So what he will do, he will give this particular sum of money in terms of check, and this particular check is been received by a certain banker. Now, the host banker and the home banker, what they will do, they will not contact within each other, and the transaction will not be settled between the banker. For this particular person, an XYZ corporation has been appointed, and the XYZ corporation is given a certain license to access the account of both the person, that is the drawer and drawee of the check, and he respective check all the formalities. That is whether the account has been having a sufficient balance, whether the signature matches, whether the name matches, whether the amount in figures and words matches, whether the date is correct, and so on. So in this way, what happened? XYZ party, that is then out activity which is been outsourced to XYZ organization, they conduct all these particular activities and the check is been cleared accordingly. With this concern, what happened? The bank is giving a certain feasible time. They are giving an ample time to focus on their activity of depositing and lending, and the activity of check clearance has been outsourced to some another organization. So in this way, the modern reason for outsourcing the activity is to focus on the core competencies. Keeping up with the cutting edge technology. So with the help of the business strategy that is into existence, what happened? And the focus on the core competency, we can easily focus on the core areas. We can focus on the production or the manufacturing activity, and the advanced use of technology can be done with the help of outsourcing that has been into existence, creating the value for the organization and its customers. So ultimately, the outsourcing activity benefits to the customer also and to the organization also. So both the participants are benefited simultaneously with the help of outsourcing that is into existence. And lastly, it creates a benefit with respect to the partnership and association. So a particular bank gets associated with the check clearing agency, he gets associated with the cash transaction, credit transaction, credit card, debit card, online banking, net banking, mobile banking, and so on. So n number of participants are there into existence and they get or share their resources accordingly. Now, what are the various activities that can be outsourced? So for efficient management perspective, the activity that can be outsourced are, first thing, the system integration, the activities with related to the data network, mainframe data center, voice network, that is which is related to the internet or intranet, the maintenance or the repairs activities, the application development, the e-commerce activities, and the end user support system. So all types of activities which are related either to the technology or apart from the technology, everything can be outsourced, and the exchange of services can be done between the different people. Now, what is the need or to identify that you need to outsource a certain activity. So this particular model of outsourcing has been provided by the PricewaterhouseCoopers model, and it specifically focuses on the competencies of competitive and non-competitive nature, and the decision which is strategic and non-strategic decision. So the concern wherein we have to identify on the basis of strategic and non-strategic and competitive non-competitive focuses on major 4 areas, that is not to outsource, a gray area, and in-house if possible, and an outsourcing perspective. So if a particular situation has been arise which is non-competitive, that is there is no competitor available at this particular point of time, and the decision is of a strategic nature, then at this particular point of time what we do, we usually tend to outsource this particular activity and to the internal parts of the organization. So it is a concern of a red perspective wherein in-house if possible we conduct this particular activity. Now, outsourcing with respect to a competitive advantage. Now, if an activity which is of a very competitive nature, and we know we need to feel that it should not be outsourced, it should not be disclosed to the participants or the vendors who are outside to the organization. And if the decision is of a strategic nature, then what do? We do not usually outsource this particular activity. That is the first bar that you can see, the first chart, and that is a not outsourced activity. And if your particular decision which is not competitive and not of a strategic nature, then it is a green area and we can easily outsource this particular activity. And a particular decision which is quite competitive but not of a strategic nature, then it is called as a gray area wherein you can think of आपको ये activity outsource करना है या नहीं करना. It depends on the management decision, and accordingly the gray area is giving you a certain decision about outsourcing, whether to outsource or whether not to outsource. Now, how to implement the outsourcing perspective? That is, if a particular decision has been taken for outsourcing, then how it has to be implemented in the organization. It is when it has been divided into 4 perspectives or 4 steps. That is program initiation, the program implementation, the contract agreement, and the contract fulfillment. So the first thing, that is the program initiation. That is wherein you design or you create a certain concepts and ideas, and accordingly a draft has been prepared in terms of a format or in terms of a contract that has been prepared. So first thing that you need to understand, you have to design or you have to prepare a certain contract, and based on the definition or designing of this particular contract, we take a certain decision about what points are needed to be included in this contract. The second perspective, that is the program implementation with respect to the transferring staff, the service level agreement, the establishment of communication between the partners, the actual transfers of the services, and the establishment of management procedures. So what are the various steps? What are the various procedures that you need to follow? Accordingly, all the components of the program implementation, the SOP, that is standard operating procedure, is been maintained or cleared at the second level. The third level focuses on the contract agreement, that is wherein the actual parties come together and they sign the agreement that has been prepared and they agree on the certain terms and conditions. So in this way, the contract agreement has been prepared, it has been drafted, and the it has been signed by the respective authorized person. And lastly, the contract fulfillment comes into picture. So every member of this particular contract has to fulfill their respective promises, and accordingly, the activity of contract of the outsourcing is being undertaken. Now, furthermore, let's look at the various problems that have been associated with the concept of outsourcing. So what are the various problems? First thing, that is the loss of control. Now, how this particular loss of control can be made? For example, if a particular activity has been outsourced to a particular vendor or organization who is a third party to the organization, then you may lose your control on this particular activity. Now, losing a control is, for example, if a particular bank is outsourcing the activity of clearing of check, then the bank does not have a certain right or to interfere in this particular transaction about when the particular activity can be undertaken or when it can be executed. So you are going to lose your control on this particular activity because what you are doing for, you are looking for make a major focus on the core area and not on the subsidiary area. Increased cash outflow. So here it is a very high chances that your cash outflow might increase at a very certain point of time. So as many number of services that you have, the many number of outsourcing activities can be undertaken or needed to be paid off accordingly. So in this way, your cash outflow starts increasing with respect to your increase in the outsourcing activity. Confidentiality and security. At the same point of time, if you are outsourcing a certain concern or a certain transaction or a certain activity, you have to provide the access and control of your the internal parts of the organization also. So you have to share your respective passwords, you have to share your accounts with the third party, and accordingly the confidentiality or security of your transactions or the business or the documents can be breached at any point of time. selection of the suppliers, there may be a certain competitive advantage or a certain competition with respect to the selection of the competitor or the selection of the suppliers at this particular point of time. So the supplier may have a certain competitive advantage, and various options can give you a certain concern about which supplier has needed to be accepted, that the offer which is been beneficial or suitable to the organization. Accordingly, we need to select for, and the selection of supply is also a challenging perspective. Dependent on the services, at every point of time you have to be dependent on a particular service provider, and accordingly you need to see that whether the service provider is going to fulfill your services or not. So what we have to do, we have to keep our dependent activity on the third party, and accordingly we have to take into consideration about whether service will be fulfilled or whether it not be fulfilled. So we are not very sure at every point of time whether it is the transaction can be completed in a specified time duration or whether it is not completed. Loss of the staff or the moral problems. So staff may feel at a certain point of time that whether the particular organization is not trustworthy or not, and why the particular activity is been outsourced. So you may lose the trust of the staff also. Time consuming. So at every point of time, outsourcing a different activity at the different vendors, creating n number of the several number of vendors can create a certain situation wherein your time may also get spent on it, and accordingly you have to spend more time on the consideration of different activities at the different level. The provider may understand, and provider may not understand the business environment. So at every point of time, your internal environment and the external environment of the organization changes from point to point, place to place, and accordingly what happens, the business environment may not be understandable to the external party. So there may be a certain clashes between the internal organization and the external organization, which may create a certain hurdles for the regular and free flow of activities. Providers slow to react to the changes in strategy. So your strategic decisions may also affect at every point of time, and at times it may come a certain situation that it may slow down your business activities also. So here you can see with this particular graph or this particular diagram, wherein you can understand what are the various problems that may be associated with the outsourcing perspective. That is, you can see the mentality or the response of the particular employer and the employee. So how do they contribute to the outsourcing as a certain perspective, that whether they take it positively, whether they take it negatively, whether they act as a participative or non-participative, and so on. So in these way, different modes, different gestures can be identified, and accordingly the outsourcing may create a positive impact or it may create a negative impact. Now the e-commerce and the hosting solution. So with respect to the internet technology services that you are using for it, the outsourcing activity is completely dependent on the van that is made available, the IT professionals who are the contributors to the organization, the hardware and software technological specifications, the security issues with respect to the internal and external parts of the organization, and the support that has been provided 24/7. So if at any point of time, if the support has been loosed off, if your bandwidth gets reduced, if there is no proper IT professional, or the composition of the hardware and software is not into a proper existence, then accordingly the hosting solution may fall at any point of time, and the e-commerce activity cannot be conducted fluently or effectively. Activities that are in-house or outsourced, which can be done are that is with respect to the total cost, the activity which is related to the raw material, shipping cost, storage cost, handling cost, overhead cost, and so on. So different types of costing which is conducted in-house, and different types of costing which is conducted or which can be conducted for the outsourcing perspective. So consideration of all cost which is internal to the organization and external to the organization can be conducted or needed to be consideration accordingly. Database outsourcing. The database outsourcing can be undertaken by the various areas such as the clinics, which are that is the doctors, the preventive care, the ongoing support, and the enhancement care. So with respect to the health industry also, the database outsourcing can be undertaken. Accordingly, the data can be managed by a third party or the party who is external to the organization. Now, what will be the benefit at this particular point of time? You can save your time and you can save your cost with respect to the 25 to 40% percentage, the pay per gig pricing. So the pricing of the cost, pricing of the data, pricing of the costing perspective can also be saved at a certain point of time, and every activity can be saved at a gradual level. Offsite data storage, you need not to maintain the data storage facility at your respective internal to the organization, and the third party who is appointed, he saves your data that is being conducted or that is being stored accordingly. Automation, yes, it positively brings the positive automation in the organization, and accordingly, the automation can be made within the internal and the external parts of the organization. So, the third party which has been appointed, he may conduct the business activities, and accordingly, the automation can be brought within the organization also, and creating a space for your server. So, simultaneously, the server can be created and the data can be saved on the internal server also or the external server of the organization. Email outsourcing, wherein this is a particular concept wherein you outsource all your email activities also. So your mailing activities that is been done either with the Google, Yahoo, Hotmail, or any of the organization, that also can be outsourced, and all the email hosting services can be attached, and it can be used accordingly by the vendor or by the third party that is into existence. The typical services with respect to the webmail also can be made available, which is either a customized webmail, either it may be a private label, or it may be a webmail interface system. So either you can use any of the server, either you can use the server which is an internal to the organization or the external to the organization, and accordingly the services can be provided, or the typical services as per the service provider you can use, which is beneficial in terms of the positive perspective and negative perspectives to the organization accordingly. The cost associated with in terms of the dollar. So what are the various outsourcing costs which you have to pay? So with respect to the email consideration, the web-based email services with POP3 access and the 6 mailboxes per month. So 0 to 5,000 mailboxes are being charged at $0.99 each, 5,000 to 7,000 at $0.90 per each, $7,000 to 10,000 at $0.75 each, and 10,000 and upwards it is called as $0.55 each per mail. So in this way, different costing are made available to different webmail services, and the company has to pay accordingly. According to the additional setup, according to the internet, according to the broadband, according to the LAN, everything, your rate changes and you have to pay to the respective concern accordingly. These particular sources can be applicable, and these particular services can be either used by the schools, universities, government agencies, businesses, small scale industries, and so on. So everyone can use these particular types of businesses. So here one example is given for you with respect to the outsourcing of these particular services and how it is costing to the organization. So in this way, the various costs can be identified with respect to the salary, with respect to the uses of software and hardware, benefits of the medical and the payroll expenses, the office space and expenses, continuing education, hardware repairs, and so on. So in this way, there are different costs that have been associated with respect to the outsourcing, and you can find out what cost a particular organization has to incur. Now, understanding about why do we outsource usually. So the major outsourcing activity are for the major reasons, that is it is with respect to the cost restructuring, for the scalability of operations, for the risk management, for the long-term savings, space management, focus on core business, and improving quality. So with respect to at every point of time. So in this way, the long-term savings can also be done and undertaken. Scalability. So simultaneously, you can scale, you can focus on the different terms of operations, and you can focus on the core areas of your business activities simultaneously. So scalability of operations is also available with the help of outsourcing that is into existence. Cost restructuring. At every point of time, your cost gets restructured, whether you can increase or decrease the cost, and accordingly the benefit to the organization can be made available. So in this way, the different benefits are made available in terms of the outsourcing that is into existence. Now, benefits with respect to the businesses, that is BPO, that is business process outsourcing. What benefits are made available at this particular point of time? So technological support can be provided, the quality can be monitored, the market research activities can be undertaken, the IT system and the infrastructure with respect to the hardware and software can be controlled, the supplies can also be maintained and managed accordingly, the data calculation, data encryption, data support, database mining, everything can be maintained by the BPO perspective. The IT infrastructure, that is with respect to the 100% scalable area, benefits with respect to the IT, that is in terms of the system, in terms of the softwares, in terms of the applicability, and so on, can be maintained, and accordingly the infrastructure can be developed. And lastly, with respect to the customer care, so the proper care customers are with respect to the after sales services can also be undertaken with respect to the BPO, that is business process outsourcing, that is into existence. Reducing overall cost. So various benefits of outsourcing you can see, that is on savings of cost, efficiency, staffing and overheads. With respect to the quality, that is you can save your time, you can save your money and so on. With respect to the control, that is the operating system and the supply chain management can be controlled very effectively. With respect to the focus, you can focus on the core project, that is which is part of the internal staff or the internal organization. Accordingly, core areas can be developed accordingly, and it provides usually a positive result. So with respect to the control on savings, quality, control and focus, it is definitely at a certain consideration that your cost gets saved and it is going to provide the positive results to the organization. Now, how outsourcing helps? So it operates around the clock, as we have already seen. That is, it is always 24/7. It helps to gain the customer satisfaction. So the particular vendor or the particular third party can specifically focus on the customer sales service or the after sales services, and it can give you a certain benefit with respect to the gaining a customer satisfaction at every point of time. It increases the efficiency of the business. That is because you're specifically focusing on the core business areas, and your production activity, your supply chain activity can be conducted very fluently and effectively. It builds the talent pool. Now, how this particular talent pool can be developed, because the internal organization or the internal employees of the organization are specifically focusing on the core business areas, and the talent gets developed. The research R&D activity can be conducted very effectively and simultaneously. The labor cost is reduced because whenever you're outsourcing a particular activity, you are saving or you are increasing the productivity of the business, and you are simultaneously saving on the additional activity that are being of a supportive nature. So cost of the labor is also saved simultaneously. Better risk management and flexible arrangement of staff. So risk management with respect to the losses that can be incurred, and you can control all the particular losses. You can, the projection of the losses can be done accordingly, and provide the staffing arrangement. So alternative staff can be appointed for alternative uses, and accordingly the benefit can be availed. Benefits of outsourcing, that is with respect to the technical staff, rich experiences, cost saving, excellent support. So in a different mode, the benefits have been explained. Now, the various 5 key steps for successful outsourcing. So what are the various 5 steps that you need to undertake so that your outsourcing is quite successful? First thing, outsource the skill gap, create the great partners, be upfront with your employees, demand your excellence, and know your outsourcing. So first thing that we need to identify is we have to identify the skill gap. So whatever your gap that is made available in the organization, you have to identify the gap, and you have to only outsource those particular activities wherein you are lacking. So at any point of time, if you feel that the particular activity is not feasible and supportive to the organization, then that particular activity only is needed to be outsourced, and accordingly the gap must be fulfilled. You have to pick the great partners. So whosoever are your third parties or the external to the organization, only pick or select those particular organization or the sources that can be beneficial and can be providing a profit advantage or profit making situation to you. So accordingly, selection or picking the great partners is also quite useful and required. Be upfront with your employees. So you have to always take into confidence and consideration that your employees are quite satisfactory and they do not feel that the organization is reducing their work that has been made available at any point of time. So the confidence level, the benefit or the morale of the employees always is needed to be benefited, and accordingly it is to be provided at every point of time. So boosting the morale of employees is also at every point of time needed. Demanding the excellence. So at every point of time, we have to see that the quality and quantity of the particular product is not at all compromised, and whatever the services that you as an internal part of the organization was being provided, the external organization is also providing the same quality of services and within the same specified time duration and the quality perspective. And lastly, once you outsource, your provider is your part of the team and treat them with that way. So he becomes a partner with the organization, and you have to treat him as a regular employee of your own and not in a different way, which has been outsourced. The major job that have been outsourced. So major job you can see that is 32% of the administrative jobs have been outsourced. The 32% of the information technology jobs have been outsourced. 11% of the financial services of the organization are being outsourced. 14% of the sales and marketing services have been outsourced. And lastly, the 15% of the human resource activities have been outsourced by the organization. So in this way, different types of your business or the functional or the domain activities have been outsourced in the organization. Now, the benefits of outsourcing you can see at different level in an increased way. So reducing cost at a certain level, skilled efficiency at the certain level, improved service level at the some certain level, delivery of new services, and the bringing of innovation. So major benefit that you can see, that is enhanced benefit in terms of outsourcing, is it creates an innovation perspective into the organization. So if a particular organization can focus on their core business areas, so simultaneously what they can do, they can focus on the business activities, and accordingly the innovation can be brought into the organization. Now, outsourcing life cycle. So what is the various life cycle components with respect to the outsourcing that is into existence? First thing, you need to assess what activity that you want to outsource. Then you need to prepare a plan of action about what are the various steps that you need to undertake, and accordingly the plan of action is needed to be prepared. Then you have to evaluate with respect to the various options or the alternatives that are made available, and then you have to design or find or form up a certain contract. So the contract, it has been prepared, it has been signed, it has been agreed with the terms and conditions with respect to the third party, and then the transition phase comes into picture. The transition phase with respect to the applicability and the consent of the terms and conditions, and the transition with respect to the conversion into optimization. So optimization level with respect to the what will be the benefit to the organization, what will be the benefit to the internal and external sources, and accordingly how will the activities can be either internally outsourced or externally outsourced. With respect to the project management, you can see the different steps that we need to follow, and accordingly the transition activities of outsourcing can be undertaken in a simultaneous way. Risk of the outsourcing with respect to the loss of ownership, which either it may have a positive impact or a negative impact, and the risk of outsourcing may be higher or lower. So greater the risk, greater the identification, and greater the component, the loss, less may be the outsourcing activity that can be undertaken. So the outsourcing of the risk can be associated with the loss of ownership, wrong cooperative model, not defined responsibility. If the responsibilities are not been defined properly, then your outsourcing may fail. High employee attrition. If your employees are leaving your organization, then it may impact on a negative aspect with respect to the outsourcing. The unclear objectives. If your vision, mission, and objectives of the organization are not clear, then also the outsourcing activity may hamper. And lastly, the lack of proper contract and unclear scope and the timeline. So in this way, there are different risks associated with the outsourcing perspective that is into existence. So another way in which the 5 steps of outsourcing can be maintained or can be explained with respect to the cost saving and increased productivity, which can give you an overall growth to the organization. So in this way, we come with the end of the today's lecture. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you.